Jordan Devlin, welcome to Gorilla Position.
Thanks for having me. Good
How
morning.
are you?
I'm really good.
Good. We've just been discussing your breakfast.
Yes.
You need to go to the gym before you can earn a fully cooked breakfast.
Yeah.
Because you've just had oats and yogurt and honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit of fuel. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Go do your good workout.
Yeah.
And then you can eat what you want. You know? Within reason.
Actually what you want?
No. Well, within reason.
Stone Cold always says you can't out-train a poor diet.
This is true. Yeah. And they say abs are made in the kitchen as well, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah. Yeah.
I make a lot of stuff in the kitchen, but I don't make abs at all. At all. So here we are in Cambridge.
Yes, sir.
So it's coming up for night 2 of the first set of tapings for WWE NXT UK. How are you feeling being part of this whole process, being, playing quite a major part in WWE's brand new series?
It's exciting. It's exciting times. It feels like everyone keeps saying that we're on the ground floor of building something special, and it really does feel like that backstage. And great sense of camaraderie with everybody. And we just want to make this as best we can and make it something special.
And what can fans, and you might know not very much about the series, but what can fans expect from this? Because, it's new for WWE. They're doing tapings this weekend in Cambridge, and then they're off to Birmingham and Plymouth and Liverpool as well for the kind of the rest of the year. What can fans expect from this new series?
It's simple enough. They can expect the best wrestling that you're going to see on this island. The roster that WWE have assembled for this is unbelievable. It's second to none. And you've got super heavyweights like Dave Mastiff and Joe Coffey. You've got guys like myself, Pete Dunne, Moustache Mountain. There's a great mix of styles. I can't wait to see everybody getting there and mix it up. Now,
I saw you last at the Albert Hall. I mean, this year already you're doing incredible things. But I saw you at the Albert Hall, and you were saying during a press conference that, and I quote, you said, "I'm the most underrated wrestling talent on planet Earth right now." Is that something you stand by? Is that something you need to believe in order to, achieve success in this really competitive industry?
No, it's not something that I tell myself or something that I need to believe. It's just the truth. I think if you look at my body of work for the last year and a half, and the fact that I'm not already on Raw or SmackDown, shows you that I'm the most underrated person walking this planet. I think it's simple as that, and the more time I get in front of a WWE camera, the quicker people are going to see it.
And so take me back to the start, if you don't mind. You trained with Finn Balor, everyone knows that. But what was it that first hooked you into wrestling? Have you got a memory or match that sticks out in your mind?
My earliest kind of memories of wrestling were sitting in my sitting room in my pajamas at 7 years old, watching SmackDown on Saturday mornings.
Okay.
With a big, ridiculously big salad bowl full of cereal. And I just sit there and I was just hooked. I can remember that. And then my mother was shopping one day and she saw a sign on the notice board in Tesco for a wrestling school a few minutes from our house.
Okay.
And she tore the little number off, came home and gave it to me, and it was the number of Finn Balor. And I called the phone and there was no answer. And I called again the next day, there was no answer, and I must have called the phone, I'd say probably 50, 60 times. It was down the bottom of his gear bag.
Okay.
And he checked it eventually and he gave me the address, and we came down one Sunday morning to a school hall, and my mum thought she was signing me up for collegiate wrestling, the AC Slater, Saved by the Bell stuff. And
AC Slater.
We came in and there was a full wrestling ring set up with the 3 ropes, and I was like, okay, see you, Mum. You can leave me here by now. And I didn't miss a training session for about 6 years, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was there a moment where you thought, I am going to do this, I'm going to achieve this, this is life goal stuff? Do you remember that moment for you?
Yeah, the scene was, there was, Finn Balor and my coach Paul Tracy literally started professional wrestling in Ireland. There hadn't been a wrestling school before that. So when we started running these small shows in school halls and things, and then GA halls, fans didn't even know how to take wrestling that wasn't WWE. So, you might get 30 people, 40 people. It didn't really look like an attainable goal.
Yeah.
WWE seemed so far away.
Yeah.
But then I went to Japan to train, to try and pick up, some strong style techniques and stuff like that, and just train, just generally for fitness. and I spent 6 months there, travelling up and down the country and wrestling 4 days a week, training the other 3. And I came back from that and thought, okay, right, I just need to leave Ireland. I have to come to terms with the fact that I'm going to have to leave Ireland and go somewhere to do this full time, because it's all I want to do.
I want to talk to you about Japan. I always love talking to wrestlers about their experiences in Japan. Because so you were 21 when you went there, is that right?
The first time, yeah.
Yeah. And so and you went for 6 months.
Yeah.
That's quite a long time for a 21-year-old to go out to a country like Japan and wrestle as well. What was that? Talk me through that experience and kind of the impact it had on I guess, your life and also your career.
Yeah, it was really intimidating because I didn't have a word of Japanese. I didn't know anybody in the training school that I went to. So I just kind of had to go and have faith that, I'd pick it up quickly. Yeah. But I think, as intimidating as was, I think it really galvanized me as a wrestler and as a person. I had the hardest training that you're likely to come across, and a really grueling schedule, and it was lonely and all the rest. But I came out of it on the other side stronger for it and better for it. So,
talk me through a day's training in Japan. What did the grueling schedule look like?
So you'd wake up on a paper thin mattress on the floor of the dojo apartment. Your shoulders be bruised, bruises on your shoulders and your hips from lying in one position all night. You get up and you'd eat some rice, and if they had any meat in the freezer, then you'd mix the meat in, but sometimes they didn't, so it'd just be a bowl of rice and maybe some soy sauce. And you'd eat that, and then you'd walk across the city to the dojo, and it could be 35 degrees maybe, and humid, really humid. So you'd be sweating just walking to the gym, and you get in and you change into your training gear, and they'd close the windows and turn off the AC, and then they go, okay, let's train. And you would just sweat buckets. Wow. And you just do hundreds of squats, hundreds of push-ups for maybe 2 or 3 hours, have a quick bottle of water, and then you start wrestling training. Yeah. And you'd be bumps and drills and strikes and chops and kicks, and you do all that. So you do that for maybe 3 days, and then they take you on the road, and you'd arrive at the dojo apartment downstairs with a bag over your shoulder with maybe your wrestling gear and a couple of jocks, and you sit in the car and you say, how long is this drive? And they go, maybe 14 hours. And you're like, how long are we going away for? They're like, maybe 4 days. And you're like, okay. And you just the breakdown of language, they didn't tell you anything.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. It was fun though.
Soy sauce for breakfast.
It was soy sauce and rice, or starved to death.
Wow. Abs are made in the kitchen, but not in Japan.
Yeah.
And what's the best piece of advice that you've had? Because you've been wrestling for what, 15 years?
16.
16 years, yeah. Okay.
But I've only been good for 2.
A couple of days. Yeah. What's the best piece of advice you've received that kind of helps you day to day on this journey?
I just kind of got into my head that every single time I train, even if I'm on the mats with my friends, I'm competing with them for a spot on the card.
Yeah.
So, we can laugh and joke and things like that, but when we do drills, I want to be top of the class every single time. No exceptions. You have to train the hardest in the room. And then once you get to be the hardest person in that room, you need to find a new batch of people to train with that are going to bring you up to the next level.
Right.
So it's not good enough now that I'm the top dog in Ireland. Now I want to go to England, and then it's not good enough that I'm having the best matches on these medium shows. Now I want to go to NXT UK, and then I'm looking at guys like Pete Dunne and Moustache Mountain and everybody else, and I want to be as good as them and then top them. So
you're quite competitive, really.
Yeah,
aren't you?
Fiercely.
And that kind of leads me nicely on to the next question. You've achieved loads. You were champion in Dublin, OTT's champion.
Yeah.
You travelled, to Japan, the US, Europe, all around. For WWE, you worked the incredible shows in Blackpool last year, the Albert Hall. So you've achieved so much already. Do you ever kind of take a step back and kind of reflect on what you've achieved so far, or are you very goal orientated? What's next?
It's a little bit of both. Everyone says sign up WWE, it must be your childhood dream come true, and it is, but it's also not enough once it happens. You have to keep pushing the goalposts back, and you can't be complacent. So there has to be times when you do take a step back and kind of paint yourself and be like, I'm in a WWE ring here with WWE referees, and I've got like Shawn Michaels and Triple H backstage producing my match.
Yeah.
You know, you have to say, like, that's wild.
Yeah.
And it's great, but it's also, you can't stop running for 1 second or everyone else passes you by. Do you know what I mean?
And so when you work with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, you mentioned those two in particular, do you sort of have the confidence to speak out about certain things creatively, or because of who they are, do you just sort of do as they say? Like, how's that? Have you got used to working with them in that capacity and not just kind of being a fan?
You feel like they put you at ease very quickly, so you feel like you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
But then if Shawn Michaels is going to tell you something, you know it's right, because it's Shawn Michaels telling you. So it's like, he must have an idea of what he's talking about, so I'll do it his way.
Okay.
And it's always right.
Yeah. He did all right for himself.
Yeah, he did okay.
And let's talk about the indie scene, like especially in the UK. I feel like things are blowing up massively. WWE are doing a ton more shows in the UK. You know, you've got World of Sport on ITV. There's so many different things happening. Why do you think now business has really kind of picked up?
I just think it's such a deep talent pool in England, and it just seems to be like it's a large number of guys just hitting their stride all at once, and everything's kind of clicking. And when you have something that's as attainable as WWE on your doorstep, I think kind of it just ups everyone's motivation. They see like, okay, well, you know, this group of guys are signed, why can't it be me? You know, these guys are on television, why not me? Do you know what I mean? So people get to the gym and they buy new gear, and it's, as I said, like when it started in Ireland, no one was really motivated because, or that's, you know, you can't really say that, but it didn't.
It's such a lazy bunch.
Yeah, no, there was nothing really to aim for in Ireland. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Sheamus hadn't been signed, Becky hadn't been signed, Finn Balor hadn't been signed, so it looked impossible. So you're not going to go out and spend all this money on new gear and looking good, and you're not going to be in the gym 5 days a week trying to build your body, because it just looks like an impossible task.
Yeah.
But when it's here in front of you and you see your friends doing it, I think it motivates everybody.
And back in that day, you mentioned Sheamus and Becky. Did your paths cross much? I know obviously you were very close to Finn, but Becky was also trained by Finn as well?
Yeah. I trained with Becky for years and years. Sheamus, I was a little bit young when he was coming into his own in Ireland, and he'd already gone to England then by the time I started wrestling, so I never was in the ring with him. I met him a couple of times before he left, and then every time we do the European tours and he comes home, we'll hang out backstage and have a chat now. So we're getting closer now. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. And now for people who may not know a lot about you, because obviously, I mean, fans of our show, a lot of them are kind of WWE through and through, don't really follow the indies. But if you were to recommend one match that you'd had prior to your time in WWE for people to watch to kind of get a real taste of who Jordan Devlin is, what would you recommend? Or like a particular feud or program you had?
In terms of just a really good wrestling match, I had one with Will Ospreay for This Is Progress recently.
Okay, yeah.
That's on their on-demand service that you can watch, and it got really good response. In OTT, maybe Zack Sabre Jr. For the title at Scrappermania this summer was a good one as well that I'm proud of and I stand behind. Two
amazing talents.
It's the guys I'm in the ring with.
Yeah.
I just fill in the blank.
And do you say about the reception the match got? Do you care about that kind of stuff? I mean, obviously you've got a good mind for the business and what you do in the ring, and you've trained all over, and so do you kind of take seriously what is said online and what fans on Twitter are saying about your matches?
It's good to be talked about. It's good to be to have hype surrounding a match that you've had. I suppose I take in everything positive people say and think they're very intelligent, well-educated fans, and then the negative I just ignore, and it's coming from people that their opinion that I don't really care about. Yeah,
that's fair enough.
I think it is
a good way to live, I think. And talking about great matches, if you looking down the line, your career in WWE continues, it gets bigger and bigger. What is a dream match you would have? I'm talking opponent, stipulation, event, and venue. What's Devlin's dream scenario here?
Maybe just because it seems to be what the fans are demanding. maybe versus Finn Balor one day.
Okay.
In like a loser leaves town match. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. A 30-minute time limit because neither one of us want to, go that long. So maybe a 30-minute time limit, loser leaves town, in Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Loser leaves town is a curious stipulation because for the next show you're going to the next town anyway. Do you know what I mean? Shouldn't it be like a retirement match? Otherwise, you just
fair point.
Yeah. Fans pick apart these things online, so I'm sure they'd have an issue with that.
Yeah, I suppose I'm like thinking back to like the old like territory days.
The old territory days. Yeah.
I need to get into times. Yeah. Okay. Right. Maybe a retirement match then we'll do.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll definitely beat him. She's much better than Finn.
I have to send him off into the sunset at some stage.
It's got to happen. So, Jordan Devlin, absolute pleasure.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.